CP.
Are you serious? He's gone! 40, 30, Portis all the way! Touchdown Redskins, 64 yards!
26 minutes.
He's pretty sharp. You know, he'll coach you up on the Miami guys and everything else. He's kind of fun to be around. Got an opinion, too.
You know, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to go out and be myself and say the things that I say. And, you know, for the outside world, they can deal with it how they deal with it.
26 minutes with Clinton Portis. CP. Teach him something.
Episode 43, 26 minutes. We're now down to 2-minute mates. We started with 3. Jake Rifles has taken a job with the New York Yankees. What a promotion for Jake.
Congratulations, Jake. We miss you already.
Congrats, Jake. We're going to miss you on 26 minutes. Soon I'll be doing this episode alone.
Stop.
Telling Monica the same because she's looking forward to the Big Apple in Madison Square Garden. Big Apple's still in everybody, but I'm not going to.
We'll see. Just pump your brakes.
I'm not going to the Jets or the Giants, okay?
Pump your brakes. We don't know what's going to happen yet. I'm here. Let's maximize this time together. Anyways,
a lot of good stuff going on in the sports world, entertainment world, but as usual, the Washington Redskins. So Joe Theismann come out, the late, great.
Hold on, time out. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube, as you should, because it's available and it's fantastic, and you get to see our reactions to one another. What's up with these shades?
I just put them on, you know. I was feeling like prime time and shit day.
Okay.
I got this line, you know, I just felt prime time and shit day, and the shades match.
Okay. They swaggy. I'll give you that. I'll
let you check them out. You tried to steal them, but I got them back. I renounced the rights to these shades.
All right, I'm going to stick with my little Ray-Bans. Continue.
So Joe Theismann say, you know, it wouldn't be a good idea, kind of the same words that I said about Haskins opening the season as a starter. And it got a lot of attention. A lot of national media picked it up. And I totally agree with Joe. As he said, you're kind of setting this kid up for failure.
All right, let's get the quote. To put him out there early against those teams, it's just a formula for disaster for the team, for Jay Gruden, for the fans, and everybody else. Theismann told 106.7 The Fan. I think the young man is our future, and let's protect the future instead of throwing it out there right now and saying, okay, go get him. The schedule we're playing is not a go-get-him schedule. To me, the best scenario for Dwayne would be this, is to sit this year, Case plays, Colt comes back, is healthy enough to be able to be in competition and or a part of the ball club, and give Dwayne a chance to process everything.
I totally agree with Joe. I totally agree. Now, it's 2 reasons I totally agree. The scheduling, which I said the NFL did us no favor at all in giving us this schedule. This first 5-game stretch, I think probably 7 out of the first 9 games, you can end up 2-7, like realistic. Out of the first 9 games. So I agree due to scheduling. The next part I agree about is you put him in a fire. If this is your future and you're interfering with your future for win now means let's wait. Like, we have some pieces to the puzzle. You think about some of the organizations that did it. Basketball do it all the time. You think about the kid at Philly. They set him out. The 76ers set him out the entire season. You're not going to play Ben Simmons. You look at Dallas, you know, Joel Embiid. And they allow these kids, although first picks in the draft, you know what? They're not ready, and we're not going to interfere. The NFL rarely does this. It's kind of let's hurry up because the NFL coaches don't stick around as long as the NBA coaches. Or in the NBA, you embrace the tanking, and when you think you're done tanking, you fire the coach and bring in someone new. Right now, if we put Haskins in this situation, and just say it goes great, right? Say it goes great, then everyone is happy. But the chances of this going great are very slim. If it goes horrible, who do you turn to? What do you do? Because it's already rumored, if you look at mock drafts, which is way too early, that the pick for Tua coming out of Alabama, the Washington Redskins. Which I don't think this would be. Yeah, way too early drafts. God. I'm just talking scenarios. I don't think we're going to be that bad to be able to get Tua. But when you look at this situation, I totally agree not to rush Haskins.
we have fans that watch our show, comment on YouTube. I actually got in my feelings a little bit because the last time we visited this, somebody basically was like, you were right and Jake and I were wrong. For the sake of this conversation.
Well, normally that's what happens on the show.
Whatever. For the sake of this conversation, Joe Theismann, NFL royalty, yes. Both of you are correct. The only point that Jake and I, shout out to you, Jake, not rest in peace, but you gone. Anyway, the only point that I think we were considering is maybe that's not the luxury here. I agree with you.
You don't have that luxury. You think about, you got Geis, right? You think about Geis and being thrown into this situation last year. It was like they were ready to give him the keys, and then unfortunately he got hurt. But this year, the excitement should be, you know what? He's working hard. He's coming back, and now you get him. But it's like this organization is on to the next. Like, what have you done for me lately, and who's next? Because you still have a pipeline of players. Paul Richardson, a guy who you paid last year, he's healthy. Geis, he's healthy. Adrian Peterson, you should be excited about him coming back. Chris Thompson, be excited about him coming back. Jordan Reed, be excited about him coming back. But instead of looking at those guys and saying, you know what, we're going to have these guys. So for whoever, Case Keenum or Colt McCoy or Haskins, whoever is your starting quarterback, instead of being excited about these pieces that you know you have coming back, it's like,
dust off the shiny new toy.
Yeah, let's dust off the shiny new toy. Like, let's hurry up and ride around and show the sparkles in the paint. And then everyone's going to be over him.
Do you think that a comment from someone like Theismann will perhaps tame some of that eagerness?
No. Heck no.
Okay.
Tame it from where? I said it. It didn't tame any eagerness.
I mean, yes, you're you, but
hey,
we still have to see.
So, okay, you saying we still have to see, but more royalty, Doug Williams, comes out and he says,
I know there's words out there that Haskins might end up starting, and that could happen. But at the end of the day, that's going to be on Jay, myself, and probably Bruce Allen and the owner, and what he does during preseason, and to see where we are as the team to make the decision.
My issue with this statement. If Jay Gruden is the coach and Jay Gruden sees the offense in and out, I understand Doug and Bruce roll. Dan is the owner and his word matters. But if Jay is evaluating talent and Jay knows what he's looking for, why isn't this a decision that Jay makes? Because the one person whose job is on the line is Jay. That's the one job that's on the line. If someone else makes a decision, if my job is on the line, I want to go down swinging. I want to go down with the person that's going to give me the opportunity to save my job, right?
If that is a collective decision and Jay is put in a position that he does not necessarily agree with, is that an asterisk come the end of the year? We made him do that. We'll give him some grace.
I don't think so, because if you don't make the playoffs, I think it's a shakeup. I mean, that's just me. Jay
has said it too. That's not even wild.
That's my thoughts. Jay has commented on it. Last year, we thought it would be some change. But if you don't make the playoffs and you got all of these shiny new toys that you need to dust off, Geis, Chris Thompson, Adrian Peterson coming off a great year, Jordan Reed returning, Paul Richardson, Landon Collins, the big free agent, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Josh Norman. Hey, now Jonathan Allen, you got Payne, you got Ioannidis, you got this D-line that you're so excited about, but dominating in the headlines is Haskins
football. This is not only football, it is the Washington Redskins football, and we've always had a fascination or an issue to a degree in terms of nailing down this quarterback situation.
First pick in the draft was who?
Who was the first pick in the draft?
Kyler Murray.
There you go.
Arizona Cardinals, quarterback. How much of this have you heard about Kyler Murray?
We're also not in Arizona.
It's no development. It's still national. First pick in the draft. Kyler's going to
start.
Kyler is not going to start.
He's not?
Coach said Kyler is going to develop. We're going to develop Kyler and give him the best opportunity to win.
Well, he threw out first pitch the other night at the Diamondbacks game, dusting off some of those baseball skills. Listen, I agree with you, CP. I agree with Joe. We're going to have to wait and see what the collective decision is. I think you made a very strong point in that there are other pieces. But patience is hard. Patience is hard in life.
You can't. You got to have patience. You see how patient I'm going to be? I'm going to be patient enough to tell these people when we come back with segment 2, after you pay some bills, we're going to give them some NBA conversation.
Live a life of luxury on a private yacht. The Luxury Cruisin' Scratcher from the Virginia Lottery offers the chance to win an unforgettable experience for you and up to 7 friends on a yacht staffed 24 hours a day by a captain, crew, and a personal chef. You have flexible port options and access to motorized watercrafts too. The $5 luxury cruising ticket features 3 instant win private yacht experiences and a 4th one available in a second chance drawing. There's also $12 million in cash prizes in the entire game. The Luxury Cruisin' Scratcher could be your ticket to sun, fun, and luxury, all on a private yacht. That's a little tongue twister.
Oh, luxury.
The Luxury Cruisin'
The luxury.
Scratcher. For the record, I dream of doing voiceovers, so that's why I take that
I want to
seriously.
do voiceovers on cartoons.
We need.
right?
I was just about to say we should do a cartoon.
I want to do voiceovers.
We should totally do a cartoon.
I should get this character that no one understands, right? And then I could just go back to my country accent and my lazy conversation.
You could.
Like, it'll be sort of like Boonhauser. And Boonhauser was one of my favorite characters when it comes to voiceovers.
You
So-
could. We should explore it. All right.
So what we need to explore is your favorite topic, basketball.
Basketball
Due to that
is my
hook
favorite
shot
sport.
from 3-point range that you
Whatever.
made famous at Georgetown. You know what? I looked up your stats and I looked up
Did you
your
really?
minutes. Like, they just put you in for fouls.
You're lying. Don't listen to him if you're
You had
watching this
more-
podcast
you had
or
more
listening.
fouls. You had more fouls than field goals made.
No, he's lying.
In your career
He's
at
lying.
Georgetown.
Google me, baby. Go ahead.
How many points did you average?
13.
So would that put you at a max contract in today's free agency?
I was probably B tier max worthy because it wasn't necessarily the points, but I was the top of
So
our
you
defense.
you was D-Lo.
There you go.
You
I worked
D-Lo.
hard. I kept a
You
team
D-Lo
together. I
instead
led.
of Kemba and Kyrie.
I'll take that. Sugar Rogers, who now plays for the Las Vegas Aces, was our Kemba and Kyrie go-to scorer, making it happen.
How many did she average?
Like 20 something. She's a professional athlete now. I'm sitting here with you. It's fine.
But look, you're gonna play way longer.
I put the ball down. I'm good.
Hey, so basketball free agency, right? You saw everyone opt out. KD, Kyrie, Kawhi. Everyone opts out, become a free agent. Free agency starts on Sunday, right?
6 p.m.
Sunday. The excitement surrounding free agency. This is always one of my favorite times of year. Football free agency, basketball free agency. But basketball has so much more control because it's been rumored KD and Kyrie, 2-3 meetings already about the future. Supposedly everyone is on set of
Space Jam 2.
Jams 2. I'm sure they're doing the same thing, conversing. Clay being around LeBron. Hey, I would like to see Clay go.
Clay is not leaving
go
Golden
to
State.
LA.
He is not leaving Golden State.
Okay, to get started, most important, if you're the Golden State Warriors, which one are you going after, Clay or KD?
Here's the deal. Sources. You know I'm spending a lot of time in New York talking to basketball folks. That whole thing when KD got hurt and Bob Myers came out and made a statement at the press conference and was sort of in tears, not really, but lots of sniffles, saying he was taking blame for what happened to KD. It's rumored that that was because KD was going off in the back, right? He was ticked off. The Warriors felt like they may have lost him in that moment, right? If you're the Warriors, to me, Clay has been your guy. He was a piece of your success before KD got there. I understand who KD is. But if he's going to sign a deal where he's going to force his hand in a year after or 2 years, whatever he's allowed to do within that max, you don't know what you're going to get back on that trade. So I don't know that you risk it. I think if you don't make Clay a priority, Clay is out. But Clay has never said that he wants to be out. He's always expressed loyalty. So you should be loyal to him, I think.
So you signed Clay over KD.
I make sure Clay is done because there's no questions about Clay. Clay wants to be there.
I totally agree with you. This is something that we agree on. Clay is a bad man, right?
Ooh.
KD, top 3 players in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Clay, on the other hand, top most underrated, unappreciated player in the NBA.
Also agree.
And the reason I say this is, if you look at the Warriors with a healthy Klay Thompson, what he brings defensively, what he brings offensively, this quick trigger, how quick I think he put up 30 points in a quarter this season. I want that spark. I want that dynamic. Coming off an injury, and even with KD, they don't lose this jumper. And I think Klay jumper is much better than KD's. KD overall game, due to his height, the mismatch, him being able to get to the rim whenever, he gives you that with that wingspan. But Klay is a bad man. Klay,
Facts.
One of my favorite players. And he puts me in the mindset of one of those guys that you think of a young D Rose in Chicago without any help. You think of AI in Philly without any help. The attitudes that they had to have to carry those teams is the attitude Klay has with a lot of help. He still has that same dog, that Russell Westbrook dog mentality in him, but he has Klay, he has Draymond,
Steph.
He has Steph, Iggy. So he has that same mentality amongst all of this help. Even with KD, that's the one who dog doesn't diminishes. Draymond has dog in him, but it disappears at times. He get into the antics. He gets too involved. Klay Thompson, if you see Klay get upset or he responds or he get attacked, it's 12 to 15 points that come right after that because he takes it personal. So with that being said, Klay Thompson is my priority. My priority, and probably outside of Kawhi, I think the number 2 biggest free agent this year.
You're going Kawhi, Klay, then KD?
Yes.
I'm not ready to put Klay ahead of KD, but I respect that.
If Golden State can re-sign Klay, that's one of the biggest moves outside of who gets Kawhi.
That's bigger than where Kyrie lands?
Yeah, way bigger.
Why?
Because Kyrie needs someone else to come with him. Wherever Kyrie go, he needs someone else to come with him.
That I agree with you on, in that if Klay stays in Golden State will continue to be a destination, whether KD stays or not, because they have a winning culture and pedigree.
If Klay goes to LA,
the Lakers can't even afford him.
they'll find a way. They only got 3 players, but you could put with those 3 players, you could sign me and you.
Now, I don't know when Klay is. We
with
getting buckets.
With those 3 players, and I'm shooting from half court.
We getting buckets. I don't know when Klay is born, so I can't say if could be attributed to a zodiac sign or any of that. But what I do think is when you have people similar to yourself who are very loyal, if the Warriors were to mess up some kind of way and Klay feels burned, I would not be surprised if he ended up with a direct rival just to show y'all you were not loyal and this is now what you deserve. But I just don't see how the Lakers could potentially afford it.
Okay, landing spots for the free agents. Kawhi, Klay, KD, Kyrie, Jimmy, Kemba, Tobias, D'Lo.
So the buzz is that Kemba's going to end up in Boston. Kyrie's going to go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's going to have to release D'Angelo Russell. You know, D'Angelo Russell back in a Lakers uniform, that really throws me for a loop, but it's an entirely different team, organization.
Yeah.
I know D'Angelo Russell, a lot of folks felt like he should have earned most improved over Pascal Siakam, considering what he was able to accomplish with the Nets.
Siakam did a great job with Toronto, and then they won the championship.
Absolutely. I think both of those guys are deserving, but people were saying if you look where D'Lo was to become an all-star and take that Nets squad into the playoffs, he probably deserved more credit than he was given. People are always going to have opinions.
Well, D'Lo was the second pick in the draft, so the potential was always there. He just hadn't developed until this year.
That was my argument.
Look at Siakam,
He was an
one
unknown
knew about
commodity.
him. Yeah, no one knew
That
about
was
that
my
man
argument.
to come
I think
and play
when
the
we
role
think,
that he played.
right, when we think of most improved player, it's not someone who was drafted high, who we had expectations for, who just didn't meet them at some point. It's someone who we've watched work and grow through the league, which is what Pascal is. I still say above all this, Kawhi and KD are the franchise-changing free agents. I kind of am feeling like Kawhi is going to stay in Toronto because Masai turned down the offer from the Wizards. I think KD is going to be a Knick. I still believe that.
I don't think KD will be a Knick. But what I do think is KD will end up with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Because Kawhi's not going.
I think KD will end up with the Clippers.
Are the Clippers willing to wait with the injury? Because the Clippers were pushing the Warriors this past season.
The Clippers have a great young nucleus, therefore allowing them to wait. Because now you're not rushing the process with the
But
guys
that
you
team
have.
could look different because Patrick Beverly is a
Beverly
free
is
agent.
the only one that's leaving. You got Lou Will already.
6-man.
You got Lou Will. You got all the young pieces. All those guys are young. Now you got KD practicing with these guys, been around these guys for a year, that when he comes back healthy.
But the word is KD and LeBron are guys that want to be owners. There is no LA. Even LA, there is no better place for KD to continue to balloon his brand than to be in New York.
LA.
No, even New York has LA beat is what I'm saying.
He's not going to be.
And he's still going to be in the city with Bron. Remember when he went off on his whole thing about not necessarily wanting to be involved in the umbrella that is media coverage around LeBron? I don't think KD's going to want to share a city. He comes to New York, even if Kyrie goes to the Nets, the Knicks are back on the map.
If he comes to the Knicks, they are back on the map because they have a good young nucleus. I just don't think he's coming to the Knicks. Iguodala said no one goes to the Knicks.
That's out of context. You understand that quote was taken out of context.
We'll see.
Iguodala also said that the Warriors medical staff got some issues. Why would KD stay?
I think KD leaves. It's just where does he go?
I don't see him sharing LA with LeBron.
So you're going to share New York with Kyrie?
Because that's not sharing. Nobody's taking Kyrie over KD.
We shall see. Segment 3 coming up. Stick with us on 26 Minutes.
Helping people improve their lives is what should drive business. That's the belief at Koch Industries, which employs more than 65,000 people across America. The team at Koch works together to meet the world's changing needs in transportation, medical care, water filtration, household goods, energy-efficient building products, and everyday technologies, all while consuming fewer resources. See the innovations firsthand at kochindustries.com.
Have you heard about Creighton Farms, the private club community that's home to the Redskins? Creighton Farms is just 20 minutes from Dulles, but a world away. On top of its award-winning Jack Nicklaus signature golf course, pools, tennis courts, and other resort-style amenities, you'll find custom homes and villas that are simply extraordinary, starting at $1.5 million. For property and legal information, visit CreightonFarms.com. Or, better yet, visit Creighton Farms. Are uninvited pests ruining your plans? Let PMSI, the pest control partner of the Washington Redskins, handle it for you. Call today for your free inspection, and they'll work around your schedule to provide you the best solution possible to defend your home territory against pests of all kinds, including mold. Visit mypmsi.com for the game plan to control the pests on your home turf. That's mypmsi.com.
This is Rick Goslin with the Talk of Fame Network. This NFL season, FanDuel has more ways to win than ever before. New Beat the Score contests pay out everyone who hits a certain score. Now it's easy to find your friends and challenge them to play head-to-head fantasy contests for cash or bragging rights. New players, try FanDuel today and get a $20 bonus when you make your first deposit. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/Rick.
New users only. Bonus not available for withdrawal. State and age restrictions apply. For eligibility rules, terms, and conditions, go to FanDuel.com.
Your heart works hard, and sometimes its parts need repair. That's what we do at Innova's Structural Heart Program in Fairfax. With outcomes that exceed the national average, we're a leader in both minimally invasive repair techniques and surgery to address heart valve disease. Give your heart the benefit of care from Innova Heart and Vascular Institute. Find an Innova physician by visiting innovaheart.org/valve. Innova. Join the future of health.
I'm trying to meet that boy Clinton Portis, though. They say that boy they say he's smooth on his feet. I'm trying to teach him something.
Teach him something.
Teach him something.
With all the conversation that's going on in sports, Monica,
right here, present,
brought to my attention. It's been a baffling question. It's been one that every fan, every listener, every viewer has an opportunity to decide. If you could choose one athlete over your...
Let me read the tweet.
Okay.
Let me read the tweet. Okay. Brandon Olson, have no idea who he is, but he posed this question, and it now has 66,000 responses. Social experiment. If you come across this tweet, reply with the one athlete you wish had been perfectly healthy their whole career.
And instantly when you said that, it goes back to childhood memories. It goes back to childhood idolization, to being a real fan. And I was thinking, and I said, you know what? I knew the first name that came to mind instantly when you said the one athlete that you would have be healthy. The first person that came to mind, and then my second player that came to mind.
What kind of tease is this?
The first person that came to mind, everyone is going to agree with. The second person that came to mind is my favorite. Like, this was my favorite player. This was my idolization as a kid. Like, this is who I looked up to and thought would be so awesome.
Would you like a drum roll before you say these names?
No, I'm going to let you go first.
Come on, let's go. Really? After all of that? Go, CP,
I'm going to let
playing.
you go first so I can close out the show.
Okay, so when I saw this, I thought of Brandon Roy. Washington could never get it together in the NBA because of his injuries at knees, I believe.
He was bad.
He was so good.
Oh, Brandon Roy.
He was
Portland
so good.
Trailblazers was so
and
good.
then, I know Burgundy and Gold fans can relate, I thought about Robert Griffin III.
Good guys. Brandon Roy. I would say I remember. I never would have thought about him, but he was awesome.
He was really good.
He was one of my favorite players. RG3. That's a great call because RG3, prior to injury, had this city electric. Had this city on fire. Had everyone looking for the next coming of Doug Williams and going to a Super Bowl, and then the injury.
And it was never right after.
It was never right after. So RG3, I didn't think of because I instantly went back to childhood. But that would be huge. My guy, so the guy, my favorite player, would have been Penny Hardaway.
Wow.
Penny Hardaway. And I thought about D-Rose and Penny Hardaway, both out of Memphis. I love this program. So I love this program. But Penny Hardaway with the Orlando Magic was, man, Penny Hardaway had Tyra Banks, Lil Penny. Like,
wow.
Yeah. That's what I was like, man, if Penny Hardaway would have stayed healthy, like his career, because he was the big point guard before everyone else. He was, he was the big point guard with the Magic Johnson-esque type body that can do everything. It was Penny. But the number one player I would want to see, Bo Jackson.
See, just so you know, I knew you were going to say that. That's probably at least 25,000 of these responses. A lot of people agree on that.
Bo Jackson, hands down, career was cut prematurely. You didn't even have to. I wasn't a Raiders fan. I was a Bo Jackson fan. I didn't care about the Raiders, although they had Marcus Allen on the same team. Like, the Raiders were loaded. But Bo Jackson, when he got hurt against Seattle, I remember crying watching that. I cried 2 times when people got hurt. Bo Jackson got hurt. I remember crying. And Undertaker put Sting in a casket in WWE. And it ruined our Saturday morning. Undertaker put Sting in the casket. It ruined WWF at the time.
Listen, that's not funny, but it's hilarious.
No, I have to tell you this story. Undertaker put Sting in the casket. The entire...
How old were you?
I was young. I was still in Mississippi at the time. And every Saturday morning, we used to watch wrestling. Then we went out and played sports all day in the church park. And this Saturday morning, we was at Patrick Coleman's house, and everybody gathered up. We watching because this big match supposed to happen. Undertaker put Sting in, and we think Sting is dead. I'm talking about snot coming out my nose, tears out my eyes. We hugging each other. As young kids, like, we idolize these people. We're hugging each other. And, man, I love you, man. I love you. It's real. And I kid you not, that was on Saturday. The show goes off air. We don't know if Sting dead or not. All we know is Sting was left in the casket, and the show goes off air. On Monday, Sting walked out on WWF. Whatever they used to have that Monday Night Raw.
This is hilarious.
Sting walks out on Monday night. I've never watched wrestling again. I've never watched wrestling again since that. I said, wrestling, this is the fakest thing. You'll never play with my heart again. So
and that's how you became so
Bo
cold.
Jackson, I cried due to his injury. In wrestling, I don't mess with to this day. Like, can't watch it.
That is hilarious. I think in this pod, we're going to give you a chance to hear Jake's final thoughts as a member of the team. But that is the best story you've told on this pod. Next to Mexico flying into the sand, burning your whole front of your body.
Oh, yeah. I was doing. and then I got to pick. So my partner just sent me the picture and said, CP, do you remember this? And this was the last picture we took before we went out on the sand dunes. I got to show you this picture. It's hilarious. We're losing a Minute Mate. We're losing a Minute Mate, you all. Jake is moving on to do bigger and better things in the Big Apple, the big city of lights where he can chase his dream. He's going to be closer to Monica, who's also in the big city of lights. And I'm probably going to end up doing 26 minutes alone, just me and Stevie, saying, hey, remember when Jake said, or hey, did you see the article that Jake wrote? Or hey, did you see Monica on TV?
Okay.
Did you see Monica at MSG?
So let's rewind. Jake, please tell us what your exciting new adventure is.
Well, I'm sad to leave you guys, of course. This has been a very fun podcasting experience.
Yeah,
I mean, this
we've
has
had a
been since the beginning.
Everyone's taking off from 26
Let him
minutes.
talk. Chill out. From
Since
the couch
beginning of
to
the
the
season,
table.
from the couch to the table. We started off on the couch. We got to the table.
And now you're going to the Big Apple.
I'm going to the Yankees. I am going to be a publications editor there, and going to be writing some big features on a lot of the players there. And it will be online, so you can see those. I'll share them, obviously, if you follow me on social. But yeah, it's just another opportunity for me to get back to New York City, which is kind of one of my first loves. Keep writing about sports and entertainment, and kind of be in a place that I kind of have wanted to be for a while. So.
I am so excited for you. And yes, it does have a little bit of bittersweet for us as we go our separate ways, but I'm thrilled for you because
I really feel like crying.
We know the grind of the industry, and you, my friend, deserve it. You are very talented. I'm excited to see you in the long form space on both Yankees baseball and the pinstripes and the culture that is New York. I too love New York, so shout out to you, Jake. Congrats.
Thank you,
Jake,
Monica.
you're really blessed, man. You go from one organization, one of the top organizations in the NFL, to one of the top organizations in the world in baseball. Those pinstripes, it's probably gonna look good on you. Maybe you should get me like a Stanton or a Judge jersey. You know, I'll take an old Gary Sheffield
It's
throwback.
funny whenever I bring this up to specifically players. That's the first question is, oh, you got tickets? tickets?
Yeah, you know, I'm just saying, I'll take a jersey. You're gonna have a lot of access. You get the opportunity to propel these guys who are bigger than life. It's gonna be a great.
It's always fun. I mean,
for
it's always
you.
fun, and this is what we've kind of done a little bit too. But it's when we have players on. But it's
Yeah.
always fun to really dig into more than who the athlete is on the field, and really get into some of their personal stories. And you know, I think that's always been something I've really gravitated towards here, and covering the Redskins for the last 4.5 years. I mean, it's been a while. I've gotten some great relationships with people, coaches, front office, but players too, and really just like that has been the fun part for me, is just when you meet player, you find out something really interesting about them, and you're able to tell their story in a unique way, in an interesting way, and that's what I'm hoping to do there. But it's been fun.
You're going to do it, Jake. Congrats.
You're going to be great in 26 minutes. Gave you that opportunity, Jake. Make sure you give us a shout out.
This is the
We'll be
launching
following
pad.
you, man. Thanks Thanks for the first 42 episodes of 26 Minutes. Thanks for being our original Minute Mate, and we wish you the best of luck, and your time in New York is going to be great.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Episode 44. Happy 4th of July. I don't think we have a pod next week due to the 4th of July. Episode 44 should come out late next week, or if not, the following week. But episode 43, that's a wrap. Monica McNutt, Clinton Portis. Peace out.